Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining me for another tarot reading. For today's tarot reading, I'll be asking, what messages are there for you from the stars? If you're tuning in for this week, it is May 2022. And for astrology people, they are recognizing this as eclipse season. And for some astronomers, around the dawn of May 5th, you may be able to witness a meteor shower. So there is a lot of activity in our heavens during this time. And I want to be your medium to tune in to some messages that may be coming for you. You'll be picking from 4 different piles today, and each group is symbolized by the star. Group 1, this will be your star. Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. So go ahead and pick the group or groups that you may be most drawn to or are calling to you, and I'll see you at each reading. Welcome, Group 1. So, what messages are there for you from the stars? What messages may be coming in from the heavens for Group 1? What messages are there for Group 1 from the stars? All right. Give me, this will be Group 1. What challenges may Group 1 be facing? In recent past, give me on Group 1 situation. Possible future. All right, what is subconsciously going on? And what are they consciously desiring? And some advice from the stars for Group 1. An oracle card, please, for some advice for Group 1. Okay, Group 1, let's see what's going on with you. So, what messages from the stars for Group 1? I see the 6 of Wands. So, we are talking about you're feeling victorious, or you're feeling achieved. There's some achievement that you may be presently leading. And your challenge is the 6 of Cups. Okay, so, or sorry, not 6 of Cups, 4, what did I say, 6? 9 of Cups. Yes, 9 of Cups. So this has to do with your emotional fulfillment, satisfactory, being happy with how things have come to this point. Or you're trying to reach a point at which you will obtain full satisfaction of your situation, of your journey that you are leading on right now. You're leading the charge. You are trying to be victorious. Recently, this is the Ace of Wands. You are in a fiery mode, Group 1. because recently you have taken this opportunity. This was or you've felt encouraged. You felt this fire within you, this confidence within you to take action, this spark, this inspiration. And that's why you feel that you at the moment can and are able to lead into some sort of victory. And your possible future is you'll be uncovering some things from the subconscious, some fear, some doubt, or maybe you're exploring unknown information. Okay, so that may be where you're heading. You're trying to explore the unknown within you. And you are hoping, what you are hoping is to have some satisfaction out of this. Subconsciously, Ace of Cups. Look at that. We got 2 aces going on. That means there's so much potential that's happening for you, Group 1. You had inspiration, encouragement, and now subconsciously, of course, this is coming from this potential, this emotional potential, encouragement. Maybe you felt very optimistic, and you are, of course, consciously, you're thinking about how things may not have been unclear for you. This is the High Priestess reverse. So subconsciously, you are optimistic. You're hoping for some sort of emotional fulfillment. You have hope in your heart. There is a sense that this is why in which you feel like what you want your outcome to be. The challenge is to achieve mostly emotional satisfaction over this journey or the situation that you are in. And consciously, you feel that there are hidden information from you. There is some sort of, there's a sense that things aren't clear for you. Your intuition isn't able to possibly see everything. Maybe there are separation of facts and fiction for you in this situation. There are things that are hidden, and what you're heading towards is to discover what this hidden information is. Okay. The messages from the stars seems to be about this mystery in your life that you're trying to uncover, Group 1. And let's see, what advice or what's your oracle going to be? Yesod, the root connection. I'm going to read from the Book of Angelarium, an oracle of emanations. This is an oracle from the Angelarium. And I'm going to find what Yesod, this advice on Yesod, being the root in the tree of life here. What does Yesod imply for Group 1? Yep. Okay, well, Yesod is the 9th emanation in the Tree of Life, the foundation that supports the world and forms the gateway between the spiritual and the physical. Yesod is the medium through which we experience the Tree of Life. Upon his shoulders rests the sky, and all that lies beyond it runs through his fingers. We stand at this doorway and peer through, seeking answers to our nature. Through the indigo orb, a gateway appears. As a single column again, the flow of energy through the tree only moves downward. Yesod is the last stop before moving into the fully physical realm. He is the looking glass through which we examine ourselves. It's new life, speech, and a doorway. This seems very appropriate for your situation, Group 1. You are on a journey of discovery, of discovering unknowns, probably about yourself, probably about things that within your subconscious, because the moon is all about the subconscious, about the things that are hidden beneath the surface, deeper information. And you seem to have been recently encouraged and have this spark within you to move in this procession with yourself, to move with victory with yourself, and this charge to basically discover this unknown, because you are consciously pretty aware that there are things that you do not know. There's so much things that you want to know, and what you really are, and you really are optimistic about this. There is so much potential for happiness, and your challenge is to reach this full happy journey, 9 of Cups, to have emotional satisfaction. And you are doing this because it seems to be that you should, or at least you should be taking the advice of just looking into the root of things. Yesod, the root, the gateway, of course, to the tree of life. And that's all I have for you, Group 1. Stay safe, take care, and goodbye. Welcome, Group 2. What messages are there for Group 2? What messages are there for Group 2 that are coming from the stars? What messages are there for Group 2 from the stars? This would be Group 2. This would be their challenge. Recent past. Possible future. Subconscious and consciously. What's going on with Group 2? And advice from an oracle, the Oracle of Angelarium, Oracle of Emanations. What advice from the stars for Group 2? Okay. This is Group 2. 7 of Wands. So what's going on with you at the moment, Group 2? It seems like we are talking about how your momentum seems to be wavering. You are trying to keep up a fight, or trying to keep up your energy, your spark, in a challenge. Your challenge, though, is 6 of Swords. So your challenge right now seems to be the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords being the ability to move towards better ideas and, yes, move away from your past in a way. Move on forward. And recently, what has happened to you, Group 2? Page of Pentacles. So recently, it seems like you've had a potential opportunity given to you, and you are going to use this opportunity in a certain way, in a plan. You had this plan, basically. You had this plan to, utilize this opportunity you were given to the most effective. And there's so much potential in this pentacle, or this potential, this opportunity you were given. But at the moment, it looks like you are struggling to stand up and keep up some sort of your fire, some sort of fight, basically. Because if anything, you are searching a way to move forward with this opportunity you were given. Let's see, what is the possible future for this Seven of Cups? It looks like we are in a mode of 7. Interesting enough. You are, therefore, let's see, Seven of Cups has to usually deal with dreams, deals with there's a lot of emotional things and opportunities presented before you. And when Seven of Cups is reversed, sometimes you may be overwhelmed or worried about all these choices that are presented in front of you. Maybe there's so many ways this could go. This is making you nervous. Because the challenge is you are trying to find maybe one direction, maybe an answer or a certain answer. But because you are searching and you don't know the answer yet, it might be worrying you. You might be nervous at the overwhelming amount of uncertainty rather than answers that are in front of you. Subconsciously, you are the magician. Oh, look at that. Subconsciously, you are a person who can have the power to make something happen. You definitely have this ability to manifest things and bring them forth. Consciously, 10 of Cups. Consciously, you are not satisfied. You are acknowledging that this is probably bringing you a lot of unhappiness, that you are not able to see a satisfying way for this to go. Again, because right now you are hanging in there, basically. You're hanging by a thread in a way in order to keep up this momentum to make something of this opportunity you were given. And Six of Swords being your challenge. Again, you are trying to move away from this past. You're trying to move forward with this potential and trying to find the answers or better ideas to your situation. And subconsciously, you have the ability to make this happen. You have this power within you to make things happen. It's just that because there's a lack of answer or a lack of certainty to where you're taking this, you're feeling nervous, you're feeling unhappy, you emotionally don't see how this can end well for yourself simply because there's no direction or certainty of where this is heading for you. But what advice does the stars have for you? Guvara, left hand judgment. This is a mighty, powerful looking oracle card. It's so intimidating. It's so scary, but it's a powerful necessity in the Tree of Life. Guvara. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I am not an expert here. But I will read from the Oracle of Emanation to see if the booklet, to see if I can give you a much clearer answer to this. But Gavura, the left hand of judgment here, has, at least before I could even find this, I could tell you that it has to do with destruction of things that may not be good for you, basically. It's the ability to make the decisions to get rid of things that are no longer or for your benefit, that are no longer, and that may be against your better judgment or for the better of you. And here we are, Gavura, left hand judgment. So we're talking about the fifth emanation in the Tree of Life, by the way. The hand that separates the rule of law that brings order to the world. Gavura assesses what is just, helping us overcome our adversaries, both without and within. Hers is the power to cleave apart a unified whole and leave its component pieces. It is a trait that commands as much fear as its respect, because with it comes an inherent violence. She does this without enmity. It is an act that must be committed to create balance. Okay. Gavura's position at the center of its pillar, the pillar of the tree of life, is defined, pillar's trait of severity. The pillar that sword that is in this image. Gavura's position at the center of its pillar defines that pillar's trait of severity. So seriousness here. Her push against chesed on the opposite side of the tree. Chesed, if you're wondering, is the other emanation that has to do with empathy. So the advice from the stars is to, of course, practice judgment here. Her push against chesed, which is empathy, on the opposite side of the tree is met with equal and opposite resistance. Without both of them in equal measure, we have no means of maintaining healthy relationships. We must have judgment to discern what is healthy for us so that we can bring it into our lives and embrace it. So, it is law, bravery, and punishment. Your advice from the stars seems to be to practice judgment here. Eliminate what's not practice eliminating the things that are not going to serve you the best, which makes sense. 7 of Cups here. We're talking about too many cups, too many emotional distractions here. We're talking so what we are asking, or at least what the stars are asking you to do, is to practice some judgment and practice eliminating the things that you know are not the best answers to this opportunity you are trying to bring forth and utilize it to its best, basically. Practice good judgment, and the answer will be the thing that will serve you the best. And yes, that will bring you the most emotional satisfaction. The most emotional satisfaction will come forth as soon as you can practice good and severe judgment, because you are subconsciously the magician here. You can make things happen. You just need to be able to practice judgment in order to clear this confusion that you may be heading towards and utilize your opportunity to its best. That's all I have for you, Group 2. Stay safe, take care, and goodbye. Welcome, Group 3. So what messages are there for Group 3 from the stars? What messages are there for Group 3 from the stars? What messages for Group 3 are there from the stars? This will be grouped. This will be grouped 3. Their challenge. Their recent past. Possible future. And let's see. So, subconsciously. And consciously. What's going on for group 3. And an oracle of emanation from Angel Larium. Advice from the stars, basically, for group 3. Okay, let's see with group 3. We're gonna see what's going on with group 3. This is group 3. 2 of Cups. This has to do with a mutual emotional exchange for group 3. And let's see what challenge. Oh, look at that, 9 of Cups. So there is, the challenge is to meet emotional satisfaction, to get, this is very similar to another group's challenge, by the way. And yeah, basically this is a voyage for you towards some sort of emotional satisfaction, reaching something that will bring you full happiness. And this has to do with a mutual exchange, a relationship with somebody in your life, or yeah, a balance of your emotions, basically. Recent past, Page of Swords reverse. So recent past, you had tried to communicate, or yeah, you try to communicate maybe with somebody. You or educate yourself about a situation you are in. You were seeking knowledge, you were seeking communication, you were seeking to clear the air or something. You were on some sort of maybe journey to clear the air, clear things for yourself, find clarity, find mental clarity about something. But it looks like you might have withdrawn. You were withdrawn in this, or you, even though this desire is there to seek knowledge and educate yourself in some way, you have withdrawn this action or in communication. Let's see, on possible future, we're dealing with the 5 of Cups. So there has been some sort of, and there will be some sort of regret over this, over the fact that you seem to be in this mode presently of a relationship of some sort, but you recently have decided to not communicate or to not pursue this. And your overall challenge, of course, is to have some sort of overall satisfaction for this journey you must undergo, because you're at the 2 of Cups right now. You're at number 2. Your challenge is to reach number 9. And that means it will take much more work before you can reach number 9. And right now, as things are, you may get as far as to number 5, which may mean that you will be regretting or, be sad and unsatisfied for your past actions. Let's see, subconsciously. Okay, we are talking about your eternal heartache here. You're hurting inside right now, maybe due to some heartbreak. That's just 3 of Swords. And then for your what you're consciously seeing here is there are a lot of worries, there are a lot of cups, there are 7 of Cups here. You are 7 of Cups reversed, by the way, so you are really consciously, you are worried and confused, and you're overwhelmed by how much emotions are going through you right now. And subconsciously, this might be due to something mentally hurting you right now. Mentally, mentally you are processing some heartache, some eternal internal conflicts here within your, maybe within your heart, within your chest. And you are trying to remove these swords right now from your chest. You're working on that. And let's see, I'm seeing somebody overall, presently, you are in some sort of mutual relationship right now. And it is breaking your heart. There's something about this relationship that is hurting you in the inside, that are making you worried, and there's a lot of emotions going on. And you might be heading towards regret simply because you failed to communicate or express something or find the answers to something about this relationship. But your challenge is to head towards the 9 of Cups here, to have some sort of happy, satisfactory results for yourself. Your advice from the stars is Gabriel, Angel of Heralds. We might be dealing with communication here, because Gabriel is a messenger of all that communication. But let me read from the Oracle of Emanations to get a much more thorough, Angel of Heralds. The guardian that stands beside the gateway between Angelarium and the rest of existence, Gabriel's lantern points into the seething darkness. Its light breaks upon the unknown and banishes doubt. There is certainty in this light. It fills you. This angel issues no command. It doesn't need to. Shine, little light, shine. The impetus for action burns in you. In fact, you burn in it, feeling this light. Suddenly, you burst forth, blazing the way, piercing the dark, leaving change in your wake. There is light everywhere you tread. You are the light of Gabriel's lantern. The might of this angel does not command you, it aims you. Its signs of Gabriel are a lantern, a mirror, and a discovery. So it sounds to me like the advice from the stars is to be this light, through the darkness that you're facing right now, which it sounds like you're going through some sort of heartache. Something's hurting you. You are being hurt. You are hurting in the inside, mentally. And there's so much you're overwhelmed by so much emotions that may have to deal with depression, sadness, fear, maybe self-hate. There's just so much emotions overwhelming you right now that you are basically in some sort of darkness that has to do, again, with this emotional exchange, possibly between you and another person, a relationship with another person. And if this is not a relationship with another person, this may be, of course, emotions within you, the relationship you have with yourself, that you are not in balance with. You're not balancing and exchanging emotions very well. And again, this has seemingly to do with this lack of communication or lack of knowledge that you didn't have or you didn't use. And this you're seeing this may be heading towards feeling like regret, like you regret that you didn't communicate. You regret you for not seeking more answers to this or communicating. And the thing is, with the 5 of Cups, is the point in which you have to be able to, of course, accept that you can change this past. It has happened. The point of 5 of Cups is you're at a point you have an inability to let go, basically, of past actions. You're focused too much on these past emotions and your past mistakes that you have a problem moving forward with yourself to achieve other means. So, of course, the stars seem, as I already read, I think this paragraph probably says it's the best. It's telling you that, yes, in this moment of where you are in darkness, you are the light. You have to find the light within yourself to therefore find direction to get out of this state that you are in. Because it sounds like, if anything, the Gabriel, angel of heralds, is the angel that is supposed to be your guardian right now. But you are also part of Gabriel as the lantern, the light that will lead you out of this moment of darkness. And that's all I have for you, Group 3. Stay safe, take care, and goodbye. Welcome, Group 4. What messages are there from the stars for you, Group 4? What messages from the stars are there for Group 4? What messages from the stars are there for Group 4? This will be Group 4. Their challenge. Recent past. Possible future. Subconsciously. And conscious. What you can see right now. And one advice from the star. What advice from the stars for Group 4? This is from the Oracle of Emanations of Angelarium. So, what advice from the stars for Group 4? This one. Okay. Let's see what you are represented right now, Group 4. Queen of Chalices. That's a nice surprise. So you are, in your emotions right now, you are looking into your deepest desires, your dreams, your emotional fulfillment. And your challenge is the Hierophant. Your challenge is to this spiritual leader here, this foundation, this structure. Let's see, recent past, the 9 of Swords reversed. Sorry, 8 of Swords, what did I say? 8 of Swords, well, both are pretty heavy, aren't they? 8 of Swords reverse. You may be getting out of some sort of mental trap that you are in. So possibly because you've gotten over this, these doubts, these fears, these things that kept you bounded unnecessarily. You are feeling like you can see things a bit more clear now. Future, 3 of Wands. So future, you are desiring, of course, to move forth. You're desiring to travel, but you may not be going anywhere, considering you may just be a pause on your plans at the moment. In an interesting way, I see these as maybe there's a lot of similarities in the fact that even though these are just swords and these are wands, these are still, this is still a cage that surrounds you. That's what I'm seeing. So maybe you're delaying your idea to expand or travel due to the fact there are still fears and doubts. Maybe that's holding you back. All right, you're subconsciously, there is no balance, there's a lack of balance, there is injustice, there is something not right for you. You could feel subconsciously. And what's going on? Well, consciously, you are trying to discipline yourself. Another angel, another major arcana too. You are subconsciously experiencing some sort of justice, in reverse justice, or therefore a lack of balance, a lack of right within you, and you're consciously trying to practice self-discipline. You're trying to slow down and balance things out for yourself due to the fact that you know there is something not right. And let's see, you are represented by the fact that you are represented by the Queen of Cups right now. You are in your emotions. You are looking into your dreams, your things that make you happy, things that will fulfill you. You are exploring your emotions maturely. You are knowing you're trying to know yourself. And perhaps based on this, you know that there isn't something right within yourself. There is not something just. There's some sort of injustice within you. There's a lack of balance within you, and therefore you are consciously trying to balance it back out, trying to heal, basically. And your challenge is this Hierophant, this structure, structure that you are in, this foundation that you are in. Maybe, perhaps the way you were raised, perhaps the way, the morals and the teachings, the way you live, the way you were raised, the way you were lived to believe. This is the challenge that you may be trying to work out. And it seems like recently, yes, you've gotten over some challenges. You've gotten over some fears, doubts within you, these mental things that were keeping you from moving forward with yourself. But they're not all of it's completely healed yet, or not all of it's completely gone, because future energy says that there are at least still 3 things maybe that's keeping you from expanding further. What is the stars' advice? So, Sucklaf, Angel of Verdancy. This is, as I recall from Angelarium, this is the angel of growth, earthly growth, just growing and excessive growth of abundant green. But I could read, of course, from the Oracle Emanations to make this much more clear. But I remember this as something that's very all about just earthly growth here. Sucklaf. I'm not quite pronouncing that right, so I'm sorry. Angel of Verdancy. Okay. The wind moves through the grass and the waves, carrying with it the seeds of growth. It flows across the landscape and burrows into the cool soil. Beneath the fallow earth, seeds vibrate and burst, changing the loam. The transmuted life already craving the open air and ecstasy of sunlight. It is nature and natural for plant life to seek the sky and blessing of the sun. With this simply act, no prayer, the dominion of Sucklaf expands. With open hands, Sucklaf denies decay and defies entropy. All is verdant where Sucklaf wanders. Let your roots take hold and allow the gaze of Sucklaf to fall on you. It is the season for blossoming. The signs for Sucklaf: a branch, a flower, a seed. So it seems like at least with your advice from the stars, we are talking about imminent blossoming. You are heading towards growth. Yeah, that's just going to happen. Suklav is the angel of verdancy, the angel that says that growth is imminent. It will happen. When the sun is right, when the rains fall, when the wind blows, nothing is going to stop growth from happening. And it seems like that's what it is. You're perhaps trying to grow out of this hierophant, this foundation, this stable foundation that you may be in, this maybe your religion, perhaps you were raised in, or just the community, whatever structure you've been raised to live in, to believe. Perhaps you're still trying to grow beyond it. Perhaps that's why this is your challenge. And right now, you are presented as an emotionally mature person who acknowledges that subconsciously there is something still wrong or still bothering you that you may still need to heal from and balance yourself out from. And that's why you're consciously practicing temperance. You're practicing balancing things out. You recently gotten over a lot already. You overcame a lot of mental blockages. And what's right now you're heading towards is you're still feeling like you're not ready to expand. But what the stars are telling you is growth and expansion is imminent. It's going to happen. And I guess what you're doing right now, it's working. You're doing it. And even though you may still feel fear about expanding, or maybe seeing where you're heading or where you're going to travel, it's probably telling you that you're doing a good job. Keep going. You're going to grow. You're growing and growth, and you're going to blossom even more than you think you are. Because this is telling me someone who might be feeling like, they want to grow, but they're not confident that they are. But the stars are telling you, you're growing, keep going, you're doing a good job. It's going to happen. And that's all I have for you, group 4. Stay safe, take care, and goodbye.